Hello everyone, this is Garrett from Garrett Wealth Management with our May 2014 Economic Update. In this month's video, we'll be discussing some of the major market events that occurred in May, and we'll also talk about what might affect markets in the days and weeks ahead. And remember, please stay tuned at the end for a required disclosure statement. Markets experienced a lot of turbulence last month, but the major indices rallied to close out May on a positive note, ending their fourth straight month of gains. Despite the volatility, both the Dow and S&P 500 reached new record closes, and investors experienced their best monthly performance since February 2014. For the month, the S&P gained 2.1%, the Dow rose 0.82%, and the Nasdaq grew 3.1%. First quarter earnings season wrapped up in May, and overall, companies did surprisingly well. Overall, the S&P 500 firms were able to increase both earnings and revenues despite a challenging economic environment. Let's hope that better business conditions will yield stronger performance in the second quarter. Economic data was mostly positive last month. The April jobs report showed that the economy added nearly 300,000 new jobs, and the headline unemployment rate fell to 6.3%. While data for the full month of May hasn't been released yet, jobless claims fell significantly in the final weeks of the month, hopefully foretelling some solid gains in the labor market. We got our second look at first quarter GDP, and unfortunately, the new estimate shows that the economy actually contracted by 1%. While this is disappointing, markets mostly ignored the news because most of the decline can be attributed to winter weather. The silver lining is that consumer demand appears strong, and some economists project that annual GDP may still crack 3% this year. Federal Reserve Chairman Janet Yellen spoke before the House and Senate about the state of the economy in mid-May. She was upbeat about economic prospects this quarter, but expressed concern about a slowdown in the housing sector, which could affect economic growth. Regardless, the Fed still plans to continue paring back bond purchases and wrap up quantitative easing programs by this fall. Consumer sentiment fell slightly at the end of the month as Americans became worried about how sluggish wage growth will affect their standard of living. However, most Americans are still optimistic about economic prospects this year. Looking ahead, investors will be closely watching economic data to see whether stronger growth will materialize this quarter. And though we can expect more volatility in the days and weeks ahead, we can hope that stocks will continue to respond positively to good economic news. Once again, this is Garrett with Garrett Wealth Management, signing off for the month of May 2014. I hope you found this commentary interesting and informative. If you have any questions about what you heard in this update, or you'd like to discuss your personal financial situation, please give us a call at 817-596-9301. We'd be happy to talk to you.